welcome back to Relatively Related. I am your host, Troy Penny, alongside
Tari Phillip,
Trudy,
and I'm Terry.
All right, guys. So we're getting close to Valentine's Day,
Yes.
and
Yeah, we are.
today I just want to talk about my dating experience.
Okay.
And if you guys have any questions, y'all could ask me those questions.
I'm excited about this. This is like one of my most anticipated episodes.
This one, we've been planning this episode for a very long time. We even changed the way we were gonna do it originally because
it had to evolve.
I'm happy about how we've decided to go forward with this episode.
Okay, good.
So, I had a couple questions, but I'll just ask one because I know we had a chance to kind of talk a lot about it. And I was thinking, when I was saying they'll be around, because I know there's a lot of success stories that people had. We all know or we've heard of someone who got married based off a dating app, right?
Yeah.
But from me, my question for you was specifically in terms of you gave us the basics, the skeleton, pros and cons, but give us a fun or maybe crazy memory that you had, a specific story that you don't say the names or anything, but a specific experience you had that from the dating.
So this one I'm speaking to both men and women, but because I'm interested in women, this is the situation that happened. There was this girl on Hinge, and she was just I'm looking for a man of God. I'm looking for a Christian. I'm looking for somebody who just puts God first with everything. And I was like, okay, that's nice, And then in between the things that she would say, there are pictures, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
And her pictures weren't really lining up with the things she was saying.
She wasn't that woman of God.
It was very and this isn't to judge anyone.
I get it.
This is not to judge. If this is how you feel, if this is how you want to live your life, hey, do it. Do it to the fullest. But that was one of the funniest things to me. That girl was just I want a man who's serious about God. Cool. And then I scroll and she's sprawl out and bend up. I'm just okay. They're not really matching.
It doesn't make sense.
If you were
it's not in sync. It's you're saying one thing, but then
it was very
portraying
confusing.
something.
if you really want, if a true man of God, he would,
she had Bible verses in it.
Oh, wow.
That's and that's another thing. If you're a Christian on these things, don't let everything be about I get letting a couple of those things be about your faith, but don't let everything be about your faith. You just come off as kind of boring and one dimensional. So
you might, or it might come to me, it might seem like that person is overdoing it. So then you're just is that person genuine? Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that I would definitely say.
Okay, thanks for the memory.
No problem. Any more questions, guys?
That was funny.
But going forward, do you think you'd want to consider investing in one app and seeing how that goes? Because that could be another side of it too. Maybe in your case, you just saw, let's say, the first level of the dating apps.
Right.
Whereas if you go and you start paying the money, maybe you do unlock more features. Where
I noticed that when I paid for the full version of Hinge for I think it was 3 months or something. I did notice that there was a lot more traffic, and I was able to match with a lot more people.
Okay.
And I had a lot more
That's
conversations.
So
stuff
it is really behind a paywall.
It is it's a lot. It's
God.
really behind a paywall, especially I would say. Oh, go ahead, Terry.
That's sad.
I guess my $1 million question is, did you get a match?
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Terry can't expose a man like that.
We'll
Good
see.
question. Good answer.
If you guys want to know about that, I would encourage you to join us on the live.
Yes.
Because my question to you guys would be, I need to hear some of your dating horror stories, the worst of the worst. Tell me the stories that make you scratch your head and be this person was a lunatic. Why would you even come onto a dating site? Why would you even ask me out on a date? I'm looking for those kind of stories. I'm looking for I'm also looking for advice, dating advice. So if you have any kind of dating advice, that would be greatly greatly appreciated, because boy, I don't even know, man, this dating thing is it's hard. It's so hard.
It is hard.
Terry, Terry, talk to me. When you were dating, right? Was it difficult for you?
Terry's a sweet man.
Terry's a sweet
Terry,
boy.
Terry
Terry's a
have no,
sweet boy.
no problems. Joking. Go ahead.
No, it's always difficult, right? Because you go, like, for me, anytime I date someone, is the intention to, marry. That's my intention. Like, I'm not just gonna date someone for the sake of dating them, right?
Right.
So it is difficult to try and find that right person, because many people, their intention is not what your intention is. So trying to find that right person to align with what you want, it is difficult. And sometimes you may like someone and they don't like you, and you feel all down on yourself or everything like that. So when I was dating, it was difficult, but I'm just grateful that I'm not in that ball game anymore, because honestly, this whole online thing, I don't know if I'll be able to do it, because as you guys know, I'm such a people person. Like, I like being around people. To do the whole online thing, I don't think I'll be able to do it. So
No,
I'm
it's
just
hard.
really grateful that I don't have to worry
Oh, God.
about
we
that.
get
Terry, Terry, don't rub it in. Don't rub it in.
No, we get it. We get it. We get it. You found love and you're happy, and we get it. We get
Terry,
it.
do you think you would have survived?
I would have. I love that stuff.
Oh, okay.
Wait, you love the dating apps?
No. Like, okay, so maybe I'm thinking of it wrong, because I'm thinking of this as like this is an Excel spreadsheet. Like, that's how I'm thinking of this. Like, I'm not thinking about the faces or anything. Okay, okay, 5 feet to whatever lives this distance from me, is interested in this, and then match up. Like, I like algorithms and stuff.
Okay, here's something.
I would
Do you
have
think...
had fun on that side.
Okay.
Once I met the people, it may not happen.
Do you think
it wouldn't
we
have
would
been
have
good.
matched?
Ooh.
If we were on a date? Because that's my thing. Like, as I heard
that's a
Troy
good
talking,
question.
I'm just like, like he's saying, like, okay, there are some girls he swiped past.
Yeah.
But suppose, like, let's say Terry was doing it and he swiped past me.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What would have happened?
Sorry.
Oh, okay. We're not answering that.
No, it's like
Joking.
I would not have swiped past you because you're beautiful, but
Valentine.
happy Valentine's. But no, that's it. But seriously though, it's a good question
Yeah.
because
That's a really
to be
good
honest,
question.
like maybe the algorithm would have said no, you guys are not a good match or whatever for whatever
And that's what
reason.
scares me with these online dating things, because it's like you might swipe past someone who maybe they just, as you said, they're not good with words, like articulating who they are by typing it into like these question boxes.
Yeah.
And you might pass them when in actuality that person would have been perfect for you.
Yeah.
Or again, using a filter of race, right?
Yeah.
Suppose there was like a girl from Pakistan who was like perfect for
Exactly.
you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's my like apprehension with dating apps.
Yeah,
where,
that makes sense.
You can possibly miss like some good picks.
Yeah, I understand your takeaway that you started with, that it's not the best for you.
Yeah. No.
But because I was thinking, it's something where you can meet as much people in as little time, because it's like the world is your oyster. But at the end of the day, you're right. Like, it's really hard to do it now, because most of the people, you're meeting more people, but more of a bad thing is not necessarily good.
That's
Like,
true.
you're meeting more people that's not interested in the same things you are. So it could actually cause you to become disillusioned, because you're like, all these girls are like that. Like, there's so many of them. That's
True.
And then the thing with that, like the problem about having an algorithm match real human beings is that human beings lie.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like, so sometimes you can be matched with somebody and you're being like, it's not that you're like, you guys connected and it's incredible.
Yeah.
No, you're just being matched with the best liar.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
That's
true.
all it is. So like,
And people always will try and portray themselves better on that
best, yeah.
algorithm, right?
Exactly.
To try to get more hits, right? Whereas I think if it's in person to person, you have a more better feel of how someone actually is versus online.
exactly.
I think that's my takeaway from it.
Yeah, and I know obviously we have to end soon, but like when I had looked up stuff about online dating, honestly, that was the first thing that I saw.
Yeah.
Like, for this to kind of get my mind ready for this episode, the first point they said is like, people lie.
Oh yeah,
That was
no,
the first point.
people really lie. Like,
Yeah.
I almost got catfished by somebody,
Oh, no.
but it was only because that girl was like, you know, like when someone's out of your league.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the reason why. Like she was one of those girls who, like, I don't want to stereotype, but she was she looked expensive. And like she had like a lot of designer stuff,
Yeah.
and she had like the nicest makeup, and she had like
Yeah.
all
Just
the
like, yo.
and I was just like,
Yeah.
she's nice, but she looks expensive. And she made the first advance to me. So like
Okay.
that was a second red flag.
Yeah,
because y'all don't typically come towards me. Like y'all like those guys who are like the 6 foot dudes and like, you know, the chisel guys with like the 6 figure 6 foot, like
Oh,
all
six-
those guys, the
six-
666 guys.
Oh,
They
God,
love
the
those
devils.
guys. So
Oh,
like
yeah.
The
so like
devils.
yeah, like I almost got catfished by that person, but then I ended up like just killing it because I was just like, you're not a real person.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Oh.
And yeah, that was pretty much it. But
and
go
I
ahead, Terry.
think that would be my biggest fear with the online dating. Obviously, as you guys can tell, I'm not a big fan of it.
Yeah.
I think that would be my biggest fear, because if you're basing it like on a picture or whatnot, on who you like based on a picture lies all the time, based
Pictures
on the
do.
angle or anything like that.
Well,
You
Troy's
can
a
go meet
photographer,
someone
yeah.
totally different than what you expected, right? And that
Yeah.
would be one of my biggest fears. Whereas if it's face to face, the person who I see is the person I see.
What
so I
you
don't
see
have
is
to
what you
worry
get,
about that.
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
there was this, like I've been on a couple dates, and like there was one where the person's pictures were not the same. And it was like, it wasn't like a bad thing. It was just like they weren't.
Why
they
did
just
you need-
like why'd you do that? Like you look
Yeah.
good either way.
Yeah.
So why did you feel the need to like put these old pictures up instead
Yeah.
of thing? But it was fine. The date was cool. We didn't speak anymore after that. But that was pretty much that was pretty much it. But
Wait, I know. Okay, just because you brought up the date, I'm just like, the question just came to me. How is it like going on a date with someone you met
online.
online?
Okay,
Like,
so for
were
guys,
you scared?
for guys it's okay, but for girls it's like dangerous. It's
would be
very
so-
dangerous.
yeah, it's true. I would
because
be so scared.
There was one date where I went on a date with this girl, and she turned on her notifications, her location.
Location, yeah.
And I was just like, oh yeah, do that, because this world is a terrifying world and men are disgusting. Yes, of
Yeah.
course, turn your notifications
Yeah,
on.
you're-
But
Yeah.
yeah, for guys, I don't think it's as scary unless like the person is planning on robbing you and stuff. But
They
like,
could.
yeah, and you never really know. But
Oh my
yeah,
God, that's
it's
scary.
I wouldn't say I was scared. I was just more so. I was just like, I was cautious.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
cautious of my environment, of my surrounding, like where we met up and stuff.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we met where they wanted to meet, and like when we meet where, like sometimes when somebody plans
Yeah.
a place for you to meet, they most likely know that area
They
They have the
better
upper
than
hand,
you do.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like I was just more so aware of my surroundings and stuff, and yeah.
So on the flip side, for the ladies listening, if you are going to be using, online dating and actually having an in-person dating experience, COVID, make sure you're safe and everything. Just make sure that you're, careful. And yeah, I really liked what that girl did. Like turn on like your location, let a friend know where you're gonna be at all times.
Yeah.
Like text with them and stuff like that. So,
And also for like, go ahead, Terry.
No, I was going to say, let a friend call you once in a
Yeah.
while. Just to check up on you, right?
yeah.
Yeah, and like for the guys who go on dates with girls and stuff, like make sure she feels safe.
Yes.
Like if she's saying I'm feeling uncomfortable, whatever the case may be, like immediately stop whatever it is
Yeah.
you're doing. Be like, all right, listen, if you need time to do what you got to do to recollect yourself or whatever,
Yeah.
like go do that. If you don't want to go on this date, like don't be a lot of guys are so prideful
Yeah.
and they feel like, oh well, like I drove all the way here and da 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 da. Like how
Yeah.
come you're not like why
Yeah.
are you being like this and stuff?
Yeah.
Like try to
Think
see
about it. Like if it
things
was
from
your
her
daughter
perspective.
or
Yeah.
your sister, like how would she feel? Your daughter, or your sister feel with like a stranger?
Yeah,
so-
no, like this
sure.
dating app thing, and that was
Lord.
always in the back of my mind. I don't want to come off as like the creepy
Yeah.
guy. So like, I ended up playing like I played things a little bit too safe in some situations where I
Okay.
was just like, okay, I'm gonna let you take lead. I'm gonna let you, cause like I didn't want to be that guy that was like pushy or like
Yeah.
weird or like So it's like with this whole dating thing, this online thing, it's a whole dance that you have to learn, and it's very difficult for some people. I know it's easy for like those guys who are like pretty boys, like who just have to like take one like and like that's it, and like all the girls are like, like on their profile. But like for the more introspective people like me who don't really we don't really vibrate like as bright as those guys. Like you kind of just have to like take your time and just just take things easy and try. Just don't be a creep. That's it. That's what I'm getting at here. Don't be a creep.
More or less, don't be a creep.
More or less, don't be a creep, and don't be an idiot. But yeah, as we come to a close, guys, I just want to encourage you guys to join us next week Thursday when we go on live, and I need some of your dating stories. It could be good stories, it could be bad stories. I would prefer the bad stories, but give me some of your dating stories and some dating advice because your boy needs it. And join us next week Thursday at 7:15, right?
Yes.
On our Instagram live. And with that being said, anything else you guys want to add?
Just
Happy Valentine.
Happy
Oh, yeah,
Valentine's,
happy
and leave us a
Valentine.
like and give us a comment about what you thought about this episode. So,
Yeah. And with that being said, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.